Hey guys, thanks for watching. This is my project on Harry Stack Sullivan, pioneer for LGBT psychology and interpersonal theory. A bit about Sullivan. He was born in 1892, an only child with no siblings, and at 8.5 years old formed a significant friendship with a 13-year-old boy. Both were socially awkward but incredibly smart, and it is through this friendship that Sullivan had his eyes open to the power of intimacy. Started college early at 16, was suspended after a year though, and wouldn't graduate from Chicago College of Medicine until 1917. In 1921, he started working at St. Elizabeth's under William Allinson White. Sullivan wouldn't start working at the infamous Shepherd Pratt until 1922, and in 1925, after becoming the director of clinical research, would develop his infamous Young Men's Schizophrenia Ward, where his cure rate was 86%. Sullivan's work centered around men and therefore makes no mention of women. It's also important to note that Sullivan was not very religious, but interestingly requested a full Catholic burial, including a mass, after his death. Through interpersonal interactions and appraisals, we start developing from infancy the good me and the bad me. This system can be affected by outside influences and cause a negative or positive self system, especially if the child has been berated for much of his life. Sullivan believed that the development of personality was dependent on our interactions and the culture that surrounds us. He believed us to be especially malleable during transitory markers, and that these aforementioned forces were the causes of most mental disorders and anxieties. The impact of Sullivan's work is seen through his background due to the fact that he was a homosexual man struggling in a time where it was not accepted to be homosexual, and the loneliness he experienced as a child, which helped him develop his interpersonal theory. Horney believed we followed a set of behaviors that deny our true feelings and that we behave the way we should to reach our self image. Sullivan believed in our self system as our regulator of our patterns of behaviors and that we behaved in a way to ward off anxiety. Bandura believed we inherited behaviors by modeling what others were doing, whereas Sullivan believed we inherited these behaviors through avoiding anxiety and rewards. Bandura also believed that we were not made up of energy, but a set of cognitive thoughts and processes. Sullivan would say that my lack of chums or successful friendships in my past have bled forth into my future and explain why I have a hard time establishing friends now. He would also say it's society's fault that I'm experiencing distress and it is all due to my homosexuality. Horney would say I was neurotic, but commend me on attaining a more realistic self image. And Bandura would also say I'm modeling my mom's behavior, but would also be proud of my healthy self efficacy. Eastern methods of psychology emphasize that we are currently in a distorted state, a psychosis. And once we awaken from our trance, labeled samsara, we will be able to achieve a higher sense of well being. There's also no ego or continuous identity. There are no formal stages in Eastern psychology, with the focus being more on achieving a higher state of consciousness through meditation and yoga. Eastern psychology also doesn't consider religion anything more than an instruction manual to achieve these higher states, and it does not detail any psychopathology. Sullivan believed that we were made up of a system that curated our behaviors based on rewards and punishments. He also believed that the ultimate human experience was intimacy. He was not very religious, but viewed mental problems as problems of the living and was against any sort of stigma. Sullivan's work centers around human sexuality and about normalizing discussions of homosexual experiences and desires. Through creating a safe space at the Shepherd Pratt Hospital, he founded one of the first gay male wards. An interpersonal approach to solving the issues of bigotry towards marginalized members of society. He believed that by eliminating this bigotry, we'd be able to focus the theories towards healthy, intimate relations between two consenting adults, regardless of gender. Lastly, I wanted to leave you guys with one of Sullivan's quotes that I believe sums up what his theories were all about. Thanks again for watching, guys.